Do y'all carry your firearms loaded or unloaded? All right. So, this been a topic for a few of my people I've been talking to about this. How do y'all feel about carrying it loaded? Do y'all feel comfortable carrying your firearm loaded? Because, well, with me, when I go out, I like to carry mine loaded. But also, I have the safety on. But the way I train myself is when I draw. It's like a natural reflex. I like to draw and disengage the safety off of it. But a lot of people have Glocks and stuff, so there is no safety on Glocks. So how do y'all? I'm curious. Like, how do y'all go out? Do y'all go out loaded or unloaded? I mean, it's, I don't think it's a problem. I just think if you go out in the world with it unloaded, unchambered. I'm sorry, same thing, unchambered. Um, I think that's I don't judge anybody who carries like that. I will say this. Excuse the sniffle. I'm getting over a cold. Well, in the middle of getting over a cold. But anyway, I don't. I don't. Not going to judge anybody who carry unloaded. That's it's whatever feel comfortable to you. But I will say this: if you carry it like that, you need to train on how to carry it like that because um something can happen in a millisecond, where you need that gun loaded. I carry mine's loaded, but also I have the safety on. But the way I draw is as I'm taking a firearm out, I'm disengaging the safety as I'm putting hands on sight. So it's like I trained myself to draw like that. So whether it's on or off, when I'm pulling it out the holster, my hand is already flipped that safety switch down. That also requires you to train with your firearm, getting to know how the quick draw in a safe way, not making sure not to shoot yourself. Of course, I would say practice that unloaded, on your draws. So I naturally, on a natural reflex, when I draw, I'm coming out with my hand flipping the safety switch down. Drawn and you gotta load it. It's a lot of process to do. Cause something can happen just like that. So, and I get it. When I first started carrying firearms, I did that too. I'm not gonna lie. I used to carry it unloaded too, like that. Over time, with me, that became more of a comfort thing. A confident thing. I'm sorry. So the more I did it, the more confidence I got in myself with firearms. So you just got to remember the rules. Treat every gun as if it's loaded. When you're holstering, always look at your holster to make sure you're putting it in the right, position. Because a lot of people end up shooting themselves trying to put it back without looking. Even pros do this. So when you holster it, look down, put it up. You know, I used to be just like that. I used to carry it unloaded, but I started realizing, like, damn, I would have to pull it out, rack it, then put my gun on sight. By the time you do all that, something can happen where you can just come out and you already go, ready to go. So I'm gonna try to give y'all an example. Okay, let me unload this, and that is clear. Now, if you ain't got one in there, say if it's a threat there, And 9 times out of 10, people who carry it unloaded, if they have a firearm with a safety, they have that on too. Now, I will say this: if it's unloaded and you know it's unloaded, like if you have a G3C, I'm sorry, G2C, an indicator will pop up here to let you know it's loaded. So if you ain't got it chambered, I don't know why you have the safety on if there's nothing in there. Like I said, treat every gun like it's loaded. But anyway, when you drawing, you coming up, and then you have to rack, then put gun on sight. If it's loaded, you just come up, and put gun on sight. Like I was saying before, when I draw, naturally, the way I train myself is when I come up with the gun, I'm already disabling the safety. It's kind of like a reflex thing with me. I've done it so much, it's like naturally I come up like that. So you hearing the click, safety on. So I'm coming up, threat. So when I draw, I'm coming up like that and then putting hands on sight or gun on sight. Just a reflex, the way I train. Now a lot of people might do it different, but this is what works best for me. And after many uses of going to the range and actually testing this theory out, so now I will say this: I wasn't at the range. I was not quick drawing because you can still have an accident at the range. But what I would do is I would go slow and come up like that, and that's how I train. So if you're not sure about carrying your firearm loaded, I would say when y'all ready, keep your firearm loaded. When y'all ready to do this, and if you have a gun that have a safety on there, just keep the safety on. But practice disabling the safety as y'all draw. So when I come up, my safety is deselected. Now, again, this is empty. Nothing in here. So I'm going to press the trigger. It's empty. Nothing in there. So see, now with the safety on, I can't press the trigger. So you know I'm pressing it. But like I said, that's all the training. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. So just practice over time. You'll get better. But do it at your own pace. Some people might not feel comfortable with carrying it around in a chamber. But over time, you're gonna have to do that because you never know when you might need it that right away. Something can happen in an instant. Like I said, a lot of that is more of a confident thing. The more you train, the more you go to the range, the more you get a feel for your firearm, the better you will get, the more confident you will get in it. So you just got to do it on your own pace. But I will say this: when you need to use it, you need to have one in the chamber. Just do it at your own pace. I'm not judging anyone who carries a firearm without one being in the chamber, but when you come up, there's nothing going to be in there. And then when you press the trigger, oh shoot, I gotta load it. Something can happen where by the time you loading, you need it loaded. So if you got a gun, I would suggest, this is me suggesting, get one with a safety, which is damn near all of them except for Glocks. Get a gun with a safety and train to disable the safety as you draw. And I practiced that for hours, just sitting there doing that. So you get it hardwired into your head. So whenever time you draw, the safety comes off. Even when it's not on, I'm still pressing that safety switch down. You know, it ain't nothing but an instant you do that. So, all right. I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to get on here and chat about how do y'all carry y'all firearms. All right. So until next time, peace.